Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. Hope you're having a fantastic day. This is going to be a Diablo 3 video about the Demon Hunter Speed Farm GR blasting 90-second to 2-minute GRs for easy and lazy XP here in Season 28 for the Demon Hunter. I will have an infographic that walks you through every single part of the build. I will explain it, and then I'll also show you an example of me doing a run so that you can see exactly how the run plays in game. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, down below, I will have a link to the full graphic that lays out everything I'm going to explain and talk about. So if that's all you're here for, if you just want to click on that and be on your way, totally fine. I'll have that for you down below. Maybe subscribe on your way out and like the video would mean a lot to the channel here. But now I'm going to go ahead and dive in to a more deep dive explanation of everything that is on that build infographic. So, okay, first of all, when we are trying to do speed GRs, lazy XP, the goal is going to be blasting them down as easy and lazy as possible. Obviously, I did a video a little bit ago here on the channel about a one build for all content that was going to be a little bit similar to this, or mostly similar actually, but there is a couple little changes, like removing the fan of knives for the extra armor and replacing it with companion to get wolf, just to blast things down a little bit faster, clear the elite packs a second or two faster every time, and that kind of adds up. But when I was doing the all content build, I wanted the extra toughness from the fan of knives bladed armor, even though the wolf is obviously a nice boost to the clear speed. When you're doing like a build for all content, you want a nice blend of tankiness and stuff, because you don't really know what someone's going to be doing, or if they're playing hardcore or softcore and all that. So I played it a little bit more safe. Now under shadow power, I think that you can either go with gloom if you are scared of taking damage and hardcore or something, but in the context of this build, when we're trying to do like speed lazy XP, I would go with shadow glide and keep that movement speed up permanently. One other note is here on the right click. Now, if you've got enough resource cost reduction and you're not having problems with discipline or anything, or maybe you want to play with blood vengeance and constantly get that influx of discipline from the globes or something, if you want to do that, absolutely nothing wrong. It can be perfectly viable to have something like smokescreen in here as a movement speed ability. You would just swap out the preparation and go with smokescreen on here to help you with your movement speed, and you can even pair it with a passive that will increase your movement speed when you smoke screen and stuff. I like to just kind of lazily keep the gloom up permanently, and then use preparation to help make sure that I'll be able to do that. So that's the way that I like to do it. I don't like to have to focus on like my discipline running out and like, oh, I can smoke screen now, but I can't, and I gotta wait for a channeling effect and all of this. I just like to be lazy, spam my abilities, and then drive through the rift with my strafe, and then call it a day in 90 seconds and collect my loot and XP. So I think this setup right here is a pretty good blend of just consistency and laziness to run through the rift. Now, if you're not playing on hardcore, you can obviously replace awareness with some other passive that would either be blood vengeance to help you keep your discipline maxed out, or tactical advantage for more movement speed if you add smokescreen to it, or ambush to get a little bit more damage, steady aim. I mean, there's lots of different things that could be viable in just trying to blast through some GRs, but I play on hardcore, so I've got to have the awareness slot. And then the other three are kind of your typical standard. You got your 2 for damage dealing, and then you've got your movement speed and hot pursuit. The nice thing about this speed GR build is we're taking advantage of the GOD set, which is the Hadrig's gift set for the Demon Hunter in Season 28. And then we're obviously going to be using Depth Digger pants, and we're going to be using the Fortress Ballista just to help us with keeping the Squirt's Necklace up permanently, and it also gives us a nice little boost to toughness. The Squirt's Necklace is a must-have. It is going to be making us do way more damage, especially paired with the shields from the Ballista, and Focus and Restraint, because we're going to be hitting shift or doing whatever to stutter step and do our left click hungering arrow, which we have to do anyway with our GOD set to keep up the stacks of momentum. My other weapon is going to be the Dawn. You know, you can do a bunch of different ways to play this build. You can you can have like a two-handed crossbow version of the build where you wear the 9th series and then you cube something else, but like the double crossbow here works perfectly fine. And then you just cube that 9th series quiver, and then the Hunter's Wrath and the Ring of Royal Grandeur, so I can squeeze in the Guardian set. I think the Guardian set is just incredible for the first like 1500 to 2000 Paragon levels. As you go up and up and up and up with more Paragon, the Guardian set gets a little bit worse and worse, and you can replace it with something like Guilds. But I think as far as like a starter speed GR build, that the Guardian set is absolutely amazing. And the legendary gems in our gear is pretty self-explanatory. You got your Simplicity's Strength, your Tagak, and then your Bane of the Trapped. Now, some people like to replace Bane of the Trapped with Bane of the Stricken. And I think that makes a little bit more sense once you get up into GRs that are taking like maybe 3.5 minutes or so. When the GRs are like 90 seconds in a speed GR build, I would probably lean towards going with Bane of the Trapped. And for most players, they're probably going to lean towards just wanting to stack a bunch of diamonds into their armor and their pants. I do like to put a couple diamonds in the build. I just like I said, I like to be lazy. I like to literally watch YouTube on my other monitor while I'm farming XP. I just like to sit here and spam my keys and lazily drive through with strafe and watch like YouTube videos while I'm farming XP. So I like the little bit of toughness and just throwing it in there with a couple diamonds on the pants. But if you're on softcore and you want to go full glass cannon, by all means, go for it. This is a speed GR build. So then for a build like this, what is the optimal GR level? We want to kind of be in that 90 seconds to 2-minute window for speed GRs, just blasting through, getting a bunch of gems upgraded that we're going to want on our account, and getting a bunch of drops and lazy XP per hour. We want to be in that window of 90 seconds to 2 minutes. So if you're getting good RNG, you should clear in about 90 seconds. If you get bad RNG, it should take about 2 minutes. If you're in that window, you're pretty optimal for a speed farm GR build. So when we start the rift, the first thing we're going to need to do is make sure we are like left clicking with a few stacks of Hungering Arrow to get, targeting a couple enemies to get some stacks of momentum going and get our strafe proccing the Hungering Arrow effect. And then we're just going to be spamming our Vengeance, our Companion, and our Shadow Gloom on cooldown so that we can just keep everything up with our buffs and our Shadow Glide, coasting through the rift with the increased movement speed from the passive and the Shadow Power, and we will be blasting everything down, making sure that we are playing at a level where that is optimal. And look at this, we got a good map. We're gonna do a couple left clicks. You can also hold shift while you're blasting through to keep those stacks and momentum up. And that's kind of like the most annoying part of the build, is keeping those stacks of momentum up and remembering to hit shift and stutter step every now and then to keep your momentum rolling. Now this was a pretty good map. It had potential, but we're not getting a whole lot of elites here. And you want the elite fights to take about 2 or 3 seconds, ideally. So when you see a blue pack or a yellow pack and whatnot, you want to be in that 2 or 3 second window, and that will help you kind of know that you're at the right tier for your level. There we go. That was good. And Shio Pylon is God tier. Then we don't have to worry about those damn spinners that one-shot us. Those reflect damage mobs are kind of like the main thing you got to watch out for when you're speed farming XP. And look at this. This was another really good map. I love the cemetery. One of my favorite maps. It's laid out pretty tight, and you can there's not a whole lot of RNG in terms of navigating it. And then boom, we're already on the RG. And bang, there we go. And that was a pretty solid rift right there. We were able to do it in a minute 08, so that means that I could bump it up a little bit. Now that was really good RNG, but if you're clearing it in a minute 10, you can go up maybe 2 or 3 tiers, and you want to be like a really good rift like that. You want to take like 80 or 90 seconds, and then the ones that have bad RNG, you would want them to be like just under 2 minutes, and then you kind of know that you're in the perfect tier. So on that one right there, that was a 105. I would probably want to go up to like a 108 for this like speed farming, glide through quickly through the rift build. That way I'm maximizing my XP per hour. So let's go ahead and try it. Let's bump it up to 108 and let's see what we can do here. See, this map is already well, this map can be pretty good, even though you do have to kind of walk into the map here. And the exit's usually up north, so I like to, on this map, kind of coast on through to the bottom. And there we go. Okay. I want to make sure I'm kind of getting as much surface area on this map as possible. Okay. We also got a shield pylon the last time, so probably not going to be able to replicate that clear time. But there can be a lot of packs kind of jammed in on this map, which can be nice. Go. We got a Condi, which is nice. Boom. Lots of the orbs. Okay, so I don't think the exit was up north. Means it's probably down here, and there we go. It's going to definitely be up here. Okay, and there we go. Another no spinners. Very nice. And there we go. Here we're on the RG. Yeah, so you can tell we bumped it up a couple tiers, and it really wasn't that bad. And then boom. And there we have it. We did that one in a minute 13. So again, I could probably go up. That was a 108. I could probably go up to about a 110 would be about perfect for this build. 110, and then with good RNG, I would be around that 80 to 90 second mark. And then with bad RNG, I would be just over kind of in that 90 second to 2 minutes window. So boom, there we have it. Remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy Diablo content. And like I said earlier, down in the show notes, I will be linking to the infographic that you can pull up and kind of see everything laid out, the different skills and passives and abilities and gems, and a screenshot of the skills, and then a screenshot of what it looks like in game and all of that. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit. And let me know your input down below. What builds do you like running for your speed, GRs, and all of that? I'm actually going to be working on laying out a build for just regular rifts. Obviously, if we're doing speed GRs, we are blasting through our rift keys, so we're gonna need a good build to set up our follower in the right emanates sets, and then make sure that we are kind of shifting things around to prioritize movement speed, and that build will be significantly different than this one with different skills and different gear and different gems and all of that sort of stuff. So stay tuned for that. I will get to work on it, and as always, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.